My heart
It's
is
going to be
racing.
fine, my girl. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl Pretty Thick. Thank you so much for listening. And if you are tuning in and you are a subscriber, you would have noted that we have changed names. So we kind of got married, but to ourselves, because we owe it to ourselves, because self-love is still the greatest revolution. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this with a friend, with a sister, with a brother. And let's keep talking. We're talking Kinali Starstrucktism. My guest today is of epic proportions, to say but the least. The one and only beautiful Gomorrah dope chick from Alex. Actually, the dope chick from Alex. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Rose.
How are you?
I'm well.
Yeah.
I needed to. People ask me a lot how I am. And I'm like, it's not good. I'm choosing to be well today.
Yes.
I am choosing to be well because there's been so many things that have happened that I've been through personally that literally could just shut me down.
They could finish you.
But I'm choosing to be well today.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm well, thanks.
Oh my goodness, we have the beautiful Miss Nobuhle Mahlasela of Seven Delan, of plus size modeling, of dopeness. We just have her in the house. Thank you so much again for doing this.
Only a pleasure.
Today we are covering sort of probably the most real thing that we can ever face, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about body confidence and body shaming and how society has kind of fallen into where body shaming is a reflex. So when you see a pretty person, you can only perceive that person pretty because of their weight.
Yeah.
And when you see a big person, you think unhealthy.
Yes.
Not
attractive,
lazy,
yes,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I just wanna, talk about today navigating through this plus size fabulous life and navigating yourself through social media, through society, through family. My biggest thing is family, because we're getting into these habits, and I wanted this platform, and I always want this platform to be a safe space, because constantly you see a plus size baby, and the first thing, what's doing that? And it's like, what is this? And not remembering or not realizing the damage that's causing.
Yes.
Because then we grow up with that damage. Because I've always been that person. And my mom is petite.
Yeah.
The most petite, flat chest, flat stomach, everything. And you walk around with her and people will still be like, what? Looks like you're the mother. She's the daughter.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't need to be hearing that as a kid. Just
don't
leave
want
me
that.
alone. Let me be a kid.
So let's just start with you. Let's talk about your journey to body confidence.
So, obviously, I want to try and keep it not too long.
Yes.
I don't know a small version of myself.
Listen, we don't want that.
I don't know a small version of myself, so I'm not gonna lie and say I picked up weight when I was I was never small. Maybe as a baby, but I was a chunky baby, so it's fine. Like when I look at my baby pictures, I'm like, oh, I see where it's coming from. This is me.
This is me right here.
I was never always this confident like I am now. If I spoke about myself 10 years ago, about my confidence, it wouldn't be what I am today.
Yeah.
And that has come a lot from accepting who I am and loving the body that I'm in. And I've always said that if there's something that I'm unhappy about, then I'll do something about it, as long as I'm healthy, which is the most essential thing.
Yeah.
So I went through a point in high school where I tried to commit suicide. I think the one time was because of the weight thing, and the second time was mental issues as well. But my thing about it was I never left the house as well.
Yeah.
Because I was scared that people were looking at me and they're
Because
like,
people
look how
see
big
you.
she is. Look how scary. Like, it was scary. So through maturity and growing up, I learned that this is me. This is my body.
Yeah.
I must accept who I am, because who else is going to accept me if I
Yeah.
don't accept
If you
myself
don't accept
first?
yourself.
So it needed to be that. And it was just a change of mind, really, more than anything. And I'm not saying that every day is like this. Some days I wake up and I'm like, guys.
Well, and I keep telling people that,
Let's
you know,
leave
you
it.
see, you know, I think because social media has created that perception, and sometimes you'll post an amazing picture and people think that you're that person every single day.
No.
Because body confidence is a journey.
Yes.
That is never ever ending and truly
Yeah.
has its ups and its lows,
Yeah.
right? You know, I think how then did you, what was it that really was the turnaround or the turning point at which you said, this is enough, I'm accepting myself from now on?
I think it was when I was in varsity where I realized that, okay, I want to get into this entertainment industry.
Yeah.
It was after, I think in my third year, that we had to go see casting agents and agents that would represent us in our career moving forward. And the one agent that I saw said to me, listen, it's going to take about 15 to 20 years to get you on TV because you really don't look like the it girl.
I'm sorry, did you say 20 years?
Yes, that's what they said to me. Like 15 to 20. That was the time frame. 15 to 20 years it's going to take. I was like, because you don't look like the it girl.
And it could take you that long to look like the it girl? Do you even want to look like the it girl at that point?
I remember that, and I didn't want, I just wanted to act.
So just act.
I just wanted to act.
What you looked like was completely irrelevant.
Yeah, I didn't think about how I looked.
Right.
Because I was going to be portraying a character and different characters at that.
Yes.
You know? So why did it matter what I looked like?
What you look like.
So it was after I had that meeting, I remember I was walking back to the taxi rank and I kept on looking back to where the agent's house was. I kept on walking and looking back, and I thought to myself, I'm going to prove this person wrong.
Yeah.
You know, this yes, I look like this, and I may not be entirely happy with how I look, but I love myself.
Yeah.
I remember with the taxi,
and I'm talented.
Yeah, I was like, man, all I want them to see is the talent.
Yeah.
But I remember I kept on saying, but I love myself. I love myself. I was like, this guy told me this, but I love myself.
Yeah.
And all I wanted them to see was the talent.
Yes.
And the minute I got a chance, I ran with it.
You just ran with it.
I just ran with it.
And it's just been on fire. I think for me, it's the consistency.
Yeah.
The consistency of choosing self-love.
Yes.
Even through the hard times.
Yeah.
Because I know that, you know, choosing to be body confident or choosing to love yourself comes with so much of a burden.
Yes.
Because you love yourself, but now you have people that constantly want to chip into that and chip away from that. And so I think the consistency of everything and just also validating.
Yes.
And I understand that there will probably be some super low moments because, you know, the industry is somewhat cruel. Yeah. Right? As cruel as the world is.
Yes.
Let's talk about choosing those battles and navigating Uguti, you know, because body confidence and, you know, low body confidence, net body shaming is a constant choosing of battles.
Yes.
If Lona ati mina ngiso, does it mean anything to me? Yeah. Or not? Yeah. You know, and navigating, you know, I think for young girls especially, if it's at home and your mother is constantly telling you to lose weight, you know, you're not attractive.
Yeah, no man wants a big girl.
No man wants a big girl.
They love.
Which is
they love us.
Listen, we've got facts and stats and stuff.
Okay, receipts, honey.
Listen, okay, if you want a case study, we're here.
Yeah.
But you know, if it's coming from home, it makes it so much harder. You know, I always tell the little story with my mom, because of being petite, had never really had any exposure. I mean, other than her aunts and whatever, but because it was me and you know? Yeah. And so having never been able to need to communicate to a person in a healthy way, you know, she'd constantly make comments, but out of love,
Yeah.
You know, I don't know out of what, but not.
My grandmother was like that. Hey?
Yeah.
And my grandmother was very outspoken. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
My grandmother was very outspoken and she had no filter. What we call, guys, my grandmother.
If it's in here, it's out here.
And it from a place of love, honestly speaking. Because then she'd look at me, but I could see she's sussing me out.
Yeah.
She'd look at me and then she's like, oh, my child, but you're beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
You're beautiful, but you're a baby elephant. Literally use that phrase. Yes. Literally.
Just took my breath away.
Like, but I knew where it came from. For someone from outside who would be like, what are you saying to this child? Because she'd look and she's like, you are, out of all the girls here at home, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
But then she's like, I'm not happy with this body. I'm not happy with the baby elephant. And sometimes I'd come into the house, my fellow was like, hello, baby elephant. I'm like, I don't need to be hearing that on a daily. Because it knocks my confidence.
It finishes me.
And we couldn't have those kind of conversations and discussions with our elders growing up because it would be like, are you talking back? That's just disrespectful, you know? You take it and you just like, okay.
You just sit with it.
Where am I going with this thing?
We had this conversation actually on the other podcast.
Yeah.
How do we, you know, that we are saying, in today's terms, our parents are toxic.
Yes.
Toxic. Let me look at toxic because to just say those kind of things to me, one damage. It's a toxic relationship.
And they don't see anything wrong with it.
And that's when, you know, we kind of said, okay, it's a constant journey, I guess, of trying to see where they're coming from. Just say it so that the kid can know. Yeah. But the kid doesn't need to know
it like that.
Like an elephant, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's a way you can approach it.
Yeah.
And you know, my mom would constantly make these little, you know, remarks. Like sometimes we would be looking at clothes and, you know, we're shopping and I'm like, oh, I like this. And then, you know, the first thing she would say is, but I don't think they have your size.
I don't want to hear that.
And it took years and years. And I tell the story over and over. My mom and I are in an amazing space.
Yes.
And she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I had to actually just say to her, you know, I actually don't like it when you say that because I'm not even I'm just saying it's nice. It's nice over there. Whether I want it or not is completely different discussion. Some things I want, some things I don't.
Yeah.
And I just want sometimes to be able to admire things. So to constantly be reminded Uguti abana size it's making me feel like Uguti I'm out of this world essentially. There'll be nothing that I'll ever be able to wear.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what
you're
saying.
And so you kind of go through that life. And I mean that does fall under choosing your battles, but you know, like I said, when it's coming from home, it's difficult if you're fighting. It's very, very hard because you can tell a stranger to go and jump.
Like go
far
somewhere
away.
Where they really came.
Far away.
Not here,
you know?
Yeah. And when it's at home, because also you come back to it every day. Yes, you do go out and go to school or you go to work or whatever the case may be. But when you come back home and you still hear all of that.
Yeah.
And home is supposed to be a safe space. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be, because the rest of the world is cruel anyway.
Yeah.
So when you come back and you still have to deal with what you dealt with outside, it's heavy.
It's painful.
It's really, really heavy. And how I don't know. I really don't know how, if it was a conscious decision, how I chose the battles when it comes to that. But I simply just chose to live my life.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, and when I was in school, I just chose, I'm just gonna live my life.
Yeah.
Yes, I am big. Yes, I am the way that I look. I'm this size, but I'm just gonna live my life.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was going crazy eating unhealthy or anything like that. Because at home, I'm the only one that's this big. Yeah. Everybody else is smaller. So I got it from my dad's side. Apparently, they tell me. So I'm like, okay, so what? Then I started learning about inheriting all of these things. So I started learning that, okay, what do I do? What do I eat? What is my blood type? And all those kind of things, so that I am healthy.
Yes.
Because automatically when you're overweight, people start thinking you're unhealthy.
That you're unhealthy.
My mom always used to say to me, you're such an active little chubby girl. She used to say what's going on. And people were always shocked. They're like, oh, we thought she was just lazy around and just eating. And I'm like, no. It doesn't work like that. So I don't know how at such a young age, to answer your question, how I chose my battles. But I just knew, I suppose also as a kid, you don't really think much about the mental state of where you are. You just like, okay, I'm a kid, I just want to live and be happy and just play with other kids.
Yeah.
And that's and I suppose that sort of pulled me through or helped me towards not caring much about what people were saying about me. It was only when I was older and a bit more mature that I understood how people's words and comments about
actually
me affected me.
Yeah.
You know, where I was like, yo, guys,
that hurt.
Yeah. You know, I was okay with my grandmother calling me baby elephant. I was okay with anyone at home saying do that. But when somebody else says it, I get upset. I got so upset. At some point, they used to call me, let's do this, Shana, because I would slap you for just calling me on the street like that, and you don't know me.
You don't know me.
So I had that nickname of nice, let's do this, if I do, let's do this, because I was like, you are not going to call me that when you don't know me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So then, again, with growing up and maturity, I had to realize that people's comments and whatever they were saying to me that was hurtful had nothing to do with me.
That you can't burden yourself with people's opinions.
I must deal with me. I can't deal with the other people, so I must deal with me. So I just don't know how it happened, but I needed to sit down with myself and say, so how does this make you feel? Can you change it?
Do you want to continue to feel this way?
Yeah, and that's how I suppose made my decisions as to what am I taking in and what am I paying attention to and what am I giving my attention and energy to.
100%. And that's what I keep telling my girls, Wuti, to, choosing your battles goes with not burdening yourself with people's opinions.
Yeah.
If what people think is what people think.
Yeah.
It's so important to try and help young women and young girls to navigate through that thing, Yoguti. You only respond to your name. Asuwena feti boom boom.
No.
Asuwena mafehle fete.
No.
Asuwena tufti. Like that's not.
Go ahead, making a rose, but you know who. And listen to these beautiful names.
Awesome. Like and I said, and she said, my baby girl one time she came crying and she said, that they wouldn't put her in netball because she was too big.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah. To try and you taking away what I love. Yeah. And then one humiliate her as well at the same time.
Yeah.
So and now we as a family have to work towards pulling her back to herself.
Yes.
Where she loved herself enough to actually join the netball team.
Yes. That she can
that
actually
on
do
its
it.
own is a journey.
Yeah.
I love netball. I used to love playing netball.
Yeah. Me too.
But I could never really get around it because those girls with the teeny tiny skirts.
Girl, I wore it. Okay, I think until grade 8, I played netball, and I was like, I'm gonna show them.
See, and so you see that there definitely is two different, sort of ways to look at it.
Yeah.
You chose that way, and I was still struggling with it in high school. I wanted to wear it, but I knew when I wore it, that attention that I didn't want, because we were called all kinds of names, called big mama.
Yes.
Mama Rose. To this day, if somebody says Mama Rose, like
you like
get triggered, because I'm just like, no, though, because I've been called that at the age of 13.
So like, all my life I'm gonna be what Mama?
No,
Kisha, just stop.
No, please don't. Yeah. Like, I'm so hot right now to be called Mama
sexy.
Rose. Like,
you better say sexy Rose.
Do you understand?
Get your life together.
So many other options. Mama Rose right now.
I hear you.
And so you have to keep trying to navigate to say to them, and I said to her, you need to choose what you respond to.
Yeah. If
somebody says to you, hello Stula, say nothing. That's not your name.
Yeah.
So don't get angry, because now we're seeing girls getting angry.
Yeah.
Getting better.
Yes.
Getting, hateful. And towards each other.
Down.
And towards each other.
Yes.
Because also we're at a disadvantage, because social media is serving that thing, or not so social media, but society.
Yes.
It's serving that thing, here's what's good, here's what's bad, here's what's right, here's what's wrong. Fat, thin, pretty, ugly, dark, light. We have all these sections.
Yeah.
And you need to fit in. Yeah, we have all these sections, and this is the good section, and this is the meh section, and this is the okay section, and this is the don't even think about it section.
The other thing also with the sections that we have, like these labels, amongst us fully figured women, also there is discrimination. And you're like, wait a minute, we said we are doing a let's celebrate all body shapes and sizes. So why are
because
we
now you need to be plus size but with a flat stomach?
Yeah, like
that,
like which plus size are you representing?
Or you need to be plus size but then on a strap.
Yes, so you mustn't have a booty. And then
I was talking to someone about this the other day. I said I think for me as well, and it became such a struggle to kind of transition into self-love, because I will sometimes be considered as borderline plus size. So because I'm tall, and there's quite a bit of me, but sometimes you go to a casting, you're not big enough, but you're also not small enough, so you're just lingering. So now it's just so, and we're constant, and you say that, you know, when you say amongst each other, and it's plus size women, and it's thin women, and petite women, and this kind of women, and we're all just telling ourselves what's right, what's wrong. There's just a small section, a handful of people that are saying all beautiful is beautiful. Yes. You know, all bodies are beautiful. And so in all of that, I think it's so important to then remember that you're not just navigating the appearance, you're navigating your mental health. You know, because
it starts here.
Because coming home every day to yourself, I never used to love to see myself naked.
Is it?
For a very long time, probably in high school, I can recall a good 2 years in high school that I never ever looked at myself in the mirror naked.
I love being naked. Everybody that knows me. Now you're like, yes.
My mom's like, wow, really? How? But I'm just like, how? This is me.
You know, since I've been staying on my own since varsity, I've loved it. Like, that is the best thing to happen to me. The best thing to happen to everybody that knows me. And everybody that's going to see this podcast, they're going to be like, that's her.
It's true. It's true.
I love it. I love it. And sometimes, believe it or not, I start doing this to myself and touching myself. It's like, okay, I realize I'm big, but I love it. I love feeling on my skin. I love seeing myself naked, because every time you are in clothing and you've got this image that you're trying to show the world, and I love it. It's like my favorite thing to do.
I feel like the one thing the main thing that you probably mastered at a young age is not needing the validation. Because I find that for me, my journey is that I constantly needed that validation. People say, no, you are pretty. You know,
you needed to hear it all the time.
Like, you know, constantly over and over, and it's just like, ugh. And then, but you know, life happens, and I got into a relationship, and he left for a really, really pretty girl. And I was so thrown off. And you know, I was on it. I was on a journey. I was like, mutu umuke. Got me a man that loves me.
And life happened.
Now you start again. And you're like, what? You start again. You don't know where to start. Am I still beautiful? Is it still me? Is it still okay to look this way? Do I now need to lose weight because he's this? You know,
that's him. That was him. That was his choice. It's got nothing to do with you.
And it's coming to that for yourself. That kind of, you know, and so that's I wanted to get into that, Uguti, you know, your mental health journey throughout this whole thing. Some of the really low points and some of the really high points for you.
For me, low point was I can't believe I'm actually gonna put light onto the situation, because I really don't know. It was a tweet of a what do they call them? Trolls. Do they call them that?
The worst.
So this blogger I had gone to some event. I think it was a polo or something like that. So this blogger took a picture of me, beautiful picture. I thought I had a really cute outfit that day. It was nice makeup. And the blogger liked it as well. He's like, literally came to me and asked me for a picture. And then posted it, obviously says she looks amazing. Look, this is who I saw, this face, and look, you know, fine. Some trolls from somewhere responded to the tweet and said, guys,
people are hectic.
This guy, usually I don't care. Like, I'm like, another one. But that one hit me. This guy responded to this tweet and said, guys, you are lying. This girl does not look hot at all. She is so big. I'd be surprised. She must be lying to herself if she thinks a man is not cheating on her. So men cheat on big people. Like, what are you saying? What are you saying about that tweet? Sent me downhill. Sent me downhill.
That
I could not
on so many elements. Just like you say, am I never gonna be in a relationship?
That tweet
never
brought
be good
back
enough. Just
everything about me with self-doubt. Yeah. I was like, of course I'm not good enough. This tweet is right. I read it over and over and over again, but I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I shouldn't have.
But yeah, it sent me. It like I spiraled.
Yeah,
and I started doubting myself. Yeah. I made no effort to follow any of other projects that I was doing. Yeah, it made me.
You basically cut yourself off.
Yes, that's what I did. I lived. I got into my car. I woke up, showered, got into my car, went to work, came back, but I didn't pursue or do anything that made me happy. And in that way, that's when I realized that, you know what, but I went back. Then I went far back to my childhood to say, this happened to me when I was a child. Maybe because I was childy, that's why I didn't work out. This happened, and I started blaming just negative thoughts, and I started putting negative thoughts in my head, and as a result, I didn't produce anything positive. That was the lowest for me. The highest point for me was now recently, actually. I recently started therapy because there's just a lot of traumatic experiences that I've been through. I broke up with my partner of 20 years.
Did you say 20?
Yeah, we met when we were in high school. We've broken up now. So a lot of things again.
No, of course.
You know,
there's
like
all kinds
this
of
should be something. It should be had a kid with somebody else. Unbelievable. I'm not airing my.
How about you come back and we talk about all of that, because there's 3 episodes on what you've just said.
So mentally and emotionally,
the breakdown is not even it's not even sufficient to say.
Like, I started drinking so much that I was called in at some point into the office to say, listen, what's going on? I never miss my call time. I am always early. People that I work with will tell you I'm not blowing my own horn, but I love hearing I love hearing my colleagues speak like that about me. At that time, I missed work. Switched off my phone. I missed work, not because I wanted to. Because I wasn't functioning properly. I looked at the call sheet of the day and I was like, I'm not working, and I slept. The entire cast and crew of Sevenland were looking for me. My family was. They had to call each other to say, okay, where's this scenario?
Who's gonna break into the house to try and find her?
Literally, what if she's dead? I don't know how security at my complex opened for my sister, but I just heard this loud banging on my door, and I went to go open, and I saw my sister standing there. I'm like, what are you doing here? She fell on the ground, and she's like, we thought you were dead.
We were so scared.
Because you never miss work.
Ever.
You never.
For years.
But that period of my life, it was just that one day, thank goodness, that I crumbled. After that, I was like, Yazin, never. I'm going there. I'm rising. No, so me being in therapy is a highlight for me right now, because it's helping me to deal with everything that I have to deal with, and
because essentially it's the first step. You know, to admit and actually go there is already half the job done.
Like I am that is the highlight for me, to be able to have picked up the phone and made that appointment, because for a while I knew I needed to go to therapy, but I was like, it's fine. I'm meant to be this unhappy. It's okay. I'm there. I deserve it because I'm big. That's why I didn't have kids, and that's why I left and went. It's okay. This is. But the fact that I picked up the phone and I was like, okay, I'd like to speak to. Can I make an appointment for? I knew then. I was like, this. I'm going to be okay.
And you chose yourself.
Yes. Over it, because I kept on choosing other people all the time. I chose him for 20 years.
It's what we do. You know, I think the journey of low confidence, not just body, but low confidence, noguba, shamed for looking a certain way or being a certain way, comes with so much. You work so much to please people that you overexert yourself, and you get into that routine of constantly
and overextend yourself,
people. And so you don't even realize that's where is self-loving is. And that's why I think, you know, the transition into self-love is probably the best choice that you make. Because then uchuza wena, even what people are getting is the best of you. You know, and not all of you, or you know, the one that they think that they deserve. You know. And so I'm happy. I'm happy for you that you chose you.
And for the first time in a very long time, I chose myself. I'm happy for myself that I did.
That you chose yourself.
I am really, because sometimes I would choose other people, other situations that didn't benefit me. Then I'd still sit there so drained and so tired. And I'm happy that this time I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me. Yes, all these other years I've said I love myself, but this time I'm going to show myself the greatest love.
Because all these years you've been saying you love yourself, but now you are actually loving yourself. So you're feeling the love for yourself. You are actually now in love with yourself. And so we're grateful. We're grateful. I wish this conversation was like 5 hours. We could just sit and just go on and on and on and on. But I really wanted to, you know, the reason for having you here specifically, it's not because of who you are, but who you are. On top. I really wanted it to be that, to show you also that we see.
Thank you.
And the work that you are doing, not only about the acting, I'm talking about the work. And the internal work. The self-love is coming through in the work that you're putting out. That it's inspiring us to continue to self-love ourselves. So I really, if there's anything that you take away from this podcast episode, is that you are one of the brightest shining stars of self-love in our eyes.
Thank you. I don't believe it most of the time about myself, but sometimes I wake up and I'm like, yeah, you've got it going on. And then other days I'm like, hey, wena, whoa.
And you're like, come on. To love that way. But
thank you so much.
But and I validate that, because it's okay. And even with me saying this, there is no pressure that tomorrow must still be a perfect day. You're okay tomorrow, to, you know, and to the girls and to young women. It's okay. It's okay. It's a journey. You know,
it's not going to be perfect.
It's not going to be perfect. We post these pictures of us having an amazing time and looking perfect, and the face beating, then you beat your face. You're like,
something's just
not.
Combos are not communicating.
You do your hair, but you're like, why? You know, and sometimes you put on a dress that it feels too tight, but you look hot, but alcohol, and it's okay. You know, it's okay. I think if people just continue to, you know, the thing about a revolution is that it's ongoing.
It's continuous.
So as much as I always say, self-love is the greatest revolution, because you know,
because you're not the same person as yesterday or the day. So we are changing now. That's why you will have to learn to love yourself on a daily, every day.
Because every day you're different. But you just keep loving yourself.
And that's exactly what it is. No, thank you so much.
I appreciate this so much. I think whenever I have a guest, I start to put a Zell, because I just feel like it's like everybody is coming together to work towards my dream. And I appreciate it so much, because you telling your story is helping me in my dream of actually becoming. So I appreciate you.
No, thank you for seeing me worthy to contribute towards your dream. I'm honestly honored, because usually I never think that anyone sees anything that I do, and I mean, we don't do what we do because we want to be seen as well. You know? But to hear you say those words, I appreciate it, and I thank you so much. And to just add on what you were saying about posting on social media, like face beat, hair done, nails did, outfit. those things, I know people are like, it's fake, whatever.
Yeah.
But doing that as well is a feel-good thing. People should see it as that and not just see it as being fake and posting an image that's not really you.
Photo shoot.
All the effort that you're putting in to make you look good is going to make you feel good inside.
Yes.
So continue with the posting. Do the faces, do the hair, it's all good. Just remember that you're investing in yourself. And sometimes you don't need assurance from, not even sometimes, actually, period.
Yeah.
You don't need assurance from anybody else, you know? You don't need validation from anybody else. You just want to do you and what makes you happy. And that's all that matters. What Nobuhle things, what Rose thinks, it's okay. Yeah, you know, like, I'm happy like this. I was doing it for me, and that's the end of it.
And on that note, I don't think there's anything else to say. I just want people to continue to remember that self-love will always be the greatest revolution. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, my heart is so full. Thank you so much. Remember to like the video, share it with your friend, your sister, your brother, your everything. Share it with everybody, and don't forget to follow our beautiful on social media if you're not already doing that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.